I watched a 1-hour video of some air quote Christian scholars who were discussing the flood of Noah's day. And they were teaching that the oceans that we see today are here because of Noah's flood. And that is not true. And I'm going to explain to you why. Now, I'm not going to go into any details in this video. I will do that in another video. I want to make this video very quick. So let's think about this logically. Now, the world of Noah's day was a localized world. And what do I mean by that? There was only one language. The Tower of Babel had not been built yet. God had not yet confused mankind's language to cause mankind to be dispersed all over the world. So there was no dispersion of mankind around the world. So when it rained 40 days and 40 nights, what was flooded out was not the whole world, but the world in which Noah lived and the people who lived there also. All that was flooded away. What I'm saying here is that the oceans were already here long before Noah came on the scene. How do I know that? If one goes to Genesis chapter 1, beginning at verse 1 and 2, we read this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty, and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. So the water was already there. And if you drop down to verse 6, we read this. And God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate the water from the water. And God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. And God called the vault sky. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. Drop down to verse 9, we read this. Dry land appeared. Where did the dry land appear out of? That's what we're told here. That dry land appeared out of the water. So the water, the oceans, were all there. And what I'm reading here is that the entire globe was all water in the beginning when God created everything. The whole globe was a ball of water, and dry land appeared out of the water. So to teach and believe that the flood of Noah's day was responsible for all the oceans that we see today, that's not true. And as I just stated, God had not yet confused mankind's language so that man would be dispersed all over the world. So the flood of Noah's day was a localized flood. It was not a global flood. Even though we read that the whole world or the whole earth was flooded, that account is referring to that patch of earth or patch of dirt there in Noah's day. Man had not yet been fruitful and multiplied and spread throughout the earth yet. So, was the flood of Noah's day responsible for the oceans and waters that we see on the earth today? The answer is no.